Hi everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to give you a little disclaimer. Milo, my dog, is currently joining us for this podcast just because I do not have a door to our bedroom and it is currently negative 24 degrees outside, so we cannot put the puppy outside. So he will be joining us, and he is a very needy dog. Okay. Tonight I'd like to take the opportunity to tell you about this wonderful trip that my husband and I are taking through Go Ahead Tours this summer. In no way am I affiliated with them other than booking this tour and receiving an excellent customer service experience. We are going to London, Paris, and Rome in June, and we are very excited just because we've never experienced another culture. My husband's currently in Afghanistan, and technically that's US, where he's at is US soil. So other than that, neither one of us have ever been out of the country, and we're really excited especially about the European culture just because of how old it is and how much there is going on with that and things that we want to learn about. He's very interested especially in Roman culture, and I in Old English culture, so it's just going to be a treat all around. Currently for the tour that we're taking, with it being the middle of the summer, it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $1,700 a piece. That's including your travel around the country, the different countries, and all of the food included, and then your admittance to certain attractions that are involved, and tips for like the tour guides and the restaurants and stuff like that you'll be in. All of that's included. Things like optional excursions, of course, will be more expensive, but that's kind of a need to do. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to by any means. You can choose to book your flight with Go Ahead Tours, but we found that it's a little bit cheaper to do it otherwise, through like Expedia. That's what we're doing it through. And that's only because, and the only downside to that is we're not very sure what flights everybody else will be on, but thankfully they do give you a whole day of arrival. We'll be arriving first in London and staying at a hotel there. The first day, like I said, is for arrival. You meet up with everybody for a dinner that night, and then the next day you go out and you explore. You see Big Ben, you see the London Eye, you go to Westminster Abbey, and then you just kind of walk around London and they show you certain things. On the second day, you do an optional excursion to Windsor Castle if you like to, or Hampton Court if Windsor Castle is closed, which I would be really excited about because I love like Henry VIII and the Tudor dynasty and all that. So I'm super excited about that. If not, you take a day by yourself. If you don't want to do the optional excursion, you take a day by yourself and you explore the city, and you have to meet up with your tour group at certain times throughout the day, and you just have to be aware of that. On the third day, you board a train and you go to Paris, and you spend the first night getting settled, and then the second night you go through, you spend a day there, and you walk down the Champs-Elysees. I can't really say it very well, but it's basically really expensive shopping, which we will not be doing any there. You get to see Notre Dame and you get to see the Louvre. And the second day in Paris, you get to go to Versailles Palace. And on the third day, they do a different optional excursion to, I'm not very sure where they go on that day, but I know that we're not doing it. We'd rather go see the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that, which you get to go by, but you don't really get to experience it unless you do it on your own. That I know of, at least not according to what I've been told. And then the third day, you spend a free day just going around Paris and seeing what they have to offer. On the next day, you take a flight to Rome, and this one's my husband's favorite. He's very excited to go to Rome. He loves like Spartacus and the Gladiator and all the different architecture and history of the Roman Empire. He actually majored in Roman studies or something like that in college, so he's very excited to do that. Then when you get there, you get to go to the Trevi Fountain. You'll get there by lunchtime is what they say, because we're taking an overnight flight. And you get to go to the little, I forgot what they call them, but it's little outdoor cafes where you get to have like pastry and coffee and stuff like that and sit around. And you get to go see the Colosseum, I think, on the first day, and then the second day is a day to explore Rome on your own. And you can choose to do an extended visit to Barcelona. We're not doing that because it was like an extra $1,000 to go to Barcelona, and A, we're on a time constraint, and B, we just really, I mean, we want to go to Spain one day. That's just not on our major list right now for the money. But for us, this opportunity is fantastic because they do offer several discounts. For us, my husband's military, like I said, and I did notice that a lot of the people in the class right now are associated with the military in some way. Either they're veterans or their spouses, and they do offer those discounts. And another one is student discounts, which we're all a student, so we'd all get to benefit from that. And I think overall we got like upgraded rooms, and instead of a queen bed we get a king bed and stuff like that, and they just take other discounts off, and I think it ended up being like $800 total in discounts. So for like, I think by the time we added most of the optional excursions and stuff like that, we're looking at about $5,000 together for a trip, about $6,000 with our flights. So it's definitely worth it, especially if you're on a budget, which we mostly are, to do this now, because I think that we're only young once, and to spend that money now is an investment in our future knowledge and our future cultural experiences, and I think it's very important. Have a great night, everyone.